Now just saying that and that alone, and now I'm back. This is my second video for the morning. I like to do 2 or 3, maybe 4. So anyway, because I got big mouth like I tell Ernie, I said, you know, Ernie, I'm 10 times worse than your wife. No, no, I'm 20 times worse than your wife. No, no, I'm 30 times worse than your wife. You see, because I like to go around and saying stuff negative about myself, all of my things. Oh my God, myself, I'm terrible. I'm rotten. I've got crappy teeth. I've got bad breath. I smell. I don't get to take a bath on a regular basis. And you know, and I've picked 5 out of 6 numbers on the lottery. I'm a goddamn failure, and I've done it 7 times, and I have failed to get the 6th number to win a whole goddamn millions and millions of dollars. And when these people see that, they go, oh, I better just leave him alone because he's after the numbers of the lottery now. And they will once I let them know I've goddamn done it. And also, then when I've actually been working on the lottery, I've had my family members being so goddamn disruptive in it, because what's in it for them? He'll leave us behind. He won't do nothing for us. After what we've goddamn done to John Wright, he will do nothing for us at the end of the day. My family believes that. Why? Because of everything they've done to me. I couldn't get them to come to dinner if I offered them a free meal. They'd probably think that I was poisoning them. Matter of fact, they may think I would pull out a gun and come in and start shooting those bitches while they're at the table, and they don't know which one I'll kill and which one I wanted. And they probably wish that I wouldn't have a gun, right? You know why? Because everything they've done to me, they'll hide their guns and stuff, and they'll make sure everybody's rights are, and then they'll pull out their guns, and you should have fucked me, and it'll be like the revenge of Donald Trump. I know my family would just like to have revenge upon me. I can't. I live right here, and I can't even get my sister to come and visit me on her own piece of property. But her brother, her husband will. As a matter of fact, I often feel like, you know, they send Ernie out here to see what's going on, and me and Ernie has a great time when he comes out here. And Ernie walks straight, and the rest of the family members walks to and fro across the way, working themselves over to the working themselves across the yard, and I can just see them going, well, they're trying to do this again today. I mean, if you haven't had that experience, I could tell you about that experience very well. When I see a family member here, you know, it's something, they got to walk across this like this, because of everything they've done to me. They can't just walk up to me and say, Jesus Christ, John. My family member's been right here. Right here. They've been within 100 feet of me. And they can't walk over and say hello to me without somebody else and having somebody else, because I might go off on them. But you know, they do know. I don't care if they're standing in front of somebody. Bring your mob. Because I will stand here innocent before you and make you pay. Why? Because when I start telling my stories, everybody starts going, and I fucking love it. You gotta know what it feels like to be in that position, to go, hey, what's up, man? You know, I come in the room and they're like, did you hear what we said? I didn't hear what the fuck you said. I go, just go ahead and go on. Because I wouldn't want nothing to do with what you guys are doing. I don't want to know what you guys are doing. I mean, and they go, you don't want to know? No, I goddamn don't want to know. If I know, I don't want to be in fucking involved. And I've outright told these people here, I've outright said, well, my mom, matter of fact, when the kids started, I guess, coming around again, because first the kids wouldn't come around, and they had me staying upstairs at that house on 561 Northwest Rhode Island place. It's like I'm used as their shield. Well, once they found out their use for their shield is, oh, the shield found out what he's been used for. We'll have to 86 him. He's no good no more. John Wright's absolutely no good. Their brother that sits here before them, looking at them now in a different light, because I found out my face has been plastered from coast to coast across the United States of America. I've got more publicity out there than anybody in America. My dad was the hijacker that got away. Man, you talk about boastful goddamn things about this story about this D.B. Cooper, and he's so cool, sly like James Bond. Well, James Bond's son's sitting right here in front of you, and don't think that I'm not very crafty. By the way, I enjoy it quite a bit. Matter of fact, when I get up after I've had all my pressures alleviated, I've caught up, I'm probably making better videos right now. Right now, yeah. So anyway, I want to say good morning to America. I often sleep in my clothes. Why? Why not? Well, look, because people see me out here and they go, well, what's this guy doing out here with a fucking suit on next to this motorhome, next to this bowling alley that's right here? And the cops have ran, and the neighbors have shut the fuck up. And Americans, if this is what you would like, I can help you silence your neighbors. Silence is golden. My brother Jerry showed me the paddle on the front of the desk in Betty Willman's class. BW, Betty Willman, Bonnie Wright, Bonnie and Mom. What is it? Because I'll tell you what, there's something about what? Is Bonnie and Mom been forced and hostages? Because Marietta was extremely weird, and Jerry, my brother Jerry, was having sex with his mother, and Jerry Wright can't even face me to talk about it. When he did talk about it, he says, that woman's gonna pay for what she's done to me. No, that woman, she's gonna pay for what he's done to him. And Bruce Kimsey, you dirty bitch, you should have never gotten my goddamn world. Because you know what? I take careers away from people. And after I brought you that information and you went after Rick Rife, your career was over in Lewis County, other than your cronies, and you stink like poop becoming a real estate agent like my real estate agent. You see, Bruce Kimsey, he had to go on to a new career of being a real estate agent because I had my real estate agent, and he wanted to take over where I goddamn let off. So you know, Bruce Kimsey, it's really goddamn personal with me. This son of a bitch, Bruce Kimsey, sat on top of a building on A&E. And I felt it was a threat and a challenge to me. Anybody challenges me, I show up. And Bruce Kimsey, you know, goddammit, I fucking mean business when I come down there and I talk to you about these crimes and stuff going in Lewis County. I was lured into it. You guys lured me to put me on the run because my dad was D.B. Cooper, and you guys ripped off America. You son of a bitches in Lewis County, Washington. And this Bruce Kimsey goes on to talk about on A&E how this case, this Merwin's, has haunted him since he was a child. That son of a bitch would sit there and listen to KISW rock Mr. Bruce's Sick Neighborhood. You know, Mr. Kimsey, I can stereotype people too, and I can find people out. And Mr. Kimsey sat there, and after I showed him arson after arson after arson of evidence in front of Steve Newell and Pat Urian, and I even took out my camera and I showed him a picture of Don Burgess. And I told him, I said, nobody is off limits to me, Mr. Kimsey. Nobody's off limits to me. Mr. Kimsey said that when he seen my camera on the thing right there, he was going, that's not a recording device, is it? You can't record my voice in this room. Boy, he's so worried. Matter of fact, he asked me how he was going to be remembered in my book, Murder in the Dark. Murder in the Dark is my book. And by the way, Mrs. Rutledge down there in Vancouver, Washington, you know, when I gave her the true story, she kept altering it. She kept altering it. She kept altering it, changing the name, and she kind of moved it over there the opposite way of Morton, Washington, over there by Idaho. You know, she's changing the locations, she's changing the things, she's changing the fact that she's going on her way. I paid this woman money, thousands of dollars to write my book, and she failed. Miss Rutledge, I'm coming for my goddamn 3,000 fucking dollars from you. Plus, well, you got supplies and stuff from me too. $3,000. I will want a check from you, Miss Rutledge, and I am going to be contacting you ASP 123 because nobody deserves to steal 50 cents from me or my 50-cent president from John F. Kennedy. And you know, John F. Kennedy is like KFC, chicken shit. What they goddamn did to John F. Kennedy was goddamn chicken shit. Putting a woman in a pink dress so you'd never be able to, you don't want to hurt her. And that Vice President Johnson, that dirty son of a bitch, and Lady Bird, you know, like a pigeon. Well, I could think of a lot of things. Like a pigeon, like a Cooper. Do you understand where I see things? Because these things are on, these people have been dealing with this QAnon or on Q like a record album. You go back to Elvis Presley's life and you start looking at this and all this stuff and clues and stuff. You know, Elvis Presley was going through the same thing. Even when he was on stage and he'd come through he'd go, I never did it, you know, like this, because, you know, in the very beginning, you know, Elvis Presley was kind of like, well, he had his past. He was a superstar. You know, when you're forced to do stuff, you come out better than you went in. I came into this world breach, my mother hated me. My mother hated me. They put me in a rabbit pen. And by the way, I want to remind everyone that a person that's above my age, and I'm 62 now, was living in self-traumatic stress disorder because they probably watched John F. Kennedy get murdered. And they all ran around with like this, and they never got help. And I think that's what's happened to Donald Trump, and I think that's what's happened to this QAnon or on Q, whichever way you do it, their language that they see, that they write things and things that's not there. I told my family, I go, Jesus Christ, you're making things up into things that don't exist. Where are you getting these ideas, you know, and stuff like this? And my mother, when she was causing trouble, and I had come to her because I was the one that didn't know what was doing, but they all did. I would come to my mom and say, do you know what they're goddamn, what are they doing? God, well, you know, like this, or here, no, let me do this. They did what? Like, what? Jesus, goddamn, what did they, oh my God, what have they done? You know, like this, and it's her. She's pulling the fucking trigger. She's causing it, and she's part of it. If I come to her, she says a rhetorical, they did what? You know, like, I don't know a goddamn thing is what she's trying to say to me. And I'm like, you know, after a while, I'm going, Jesus, you guys are all in this all together. What are you doing, Marianne? If you ever get caught up with it, you're going to be in trouble. I'm not going to be able to help you. I'm just going to have to sit back and watch. Hey, it's over 14 minutes, and you know what? This is my second one, and have a good morning. My name's John Wright, and I'll tell you what. Do you hear the music? Do you hear the music? My mom don't like this when I play the fucking music and I start fucking doing my shit. You know, that's the problem. She go, you get off your high horse. You're not the judge. You're not the prosecutor. You're not the attorney. What gives you the right, John, that you think that you're the prosecutor? I'm like, goddamn, what the fuck's wrong with this woman and the family? Thank you for your time, and you have a great day, you guys. I mean it. Do what you can for America. America will do for what it can for you, but you got to work together.